Hello and welcome to Microsoft Hates Greg. My name is Greg Deckler and I'm back. All right, so I'm sorry it took some time off, away from making a lot of videos and that sort of thing. There's the holidays involved, and I got sick and I had this really lingering cough, and it didn't make me want to make videos and be hacking through them and things like that. So I just held off until all of that cleared up. Plus, there was Hightail released, right? I mean, that was a big deal. And I got back into some Sea of Thieves and that sort of thing. Plus, work. So anyway, we are back and we're going to be talking about the Power BI January 2026 feature release, the monthly release of Power BI Desktop, right? The first of 2026. And yeah, if this is how it's going to start off, people, it's not looking good for 2026 in Power BI. What I find funny is it's like, I feel like I've been ahead on this issue, because people aren't talking about, like, I didn't really see much at all in terms of the from the usual MVP suspects about, oh my God, you won't even believe it. This feature Power BI, it's the greatest thing ever, right? I didn't see a lot of that. What I did see a lot of is all the bugs. And we'll take a look at them here in a minute. But that's what everybody's talking about. I mean, the release for 2026 January is just, the quality issues are just, they're just full on display for everyone to see. It's not even subtle at this point. And I feel like I've been ahead on that issue for I've been covering the decline of Power BI quality and features and functionality and that sort of stuff for like at least 2 years. I've been talking about it and trying to rationalize, do I still even like promote this thing as a good product, because it's just so bad in so many ways in terms of where it's gotten to over the last 2, 3 years, especially with, and just accelerated with Fabric, right? So, and I still struggle with it. Do I even recommend it to my customers anymore? And that may sound weird. I've got 9 books published on the topic, and I would like people to read those or buy those and read those, right? But, consultants, we got to be honest once in a while, right? And I'm always trying to be as honest as I can. And it's getting really difficult to continue to promote. In fact, I don't really promote a Power BI nearly like what I used to, because of all of the quality issues and just the program product level leadership issues, that are systemic throughout this product. And it shows up on full display in January 2026. But let's just talk about it, in terms of they're getting rid of Power BI Q&A. That's December 2026. Even more, the April 13th, they're retiring the SSRS SharePoint web part, right? That's still going to be available for download, but there won't be any more updates to it, right? So some Copilot bullet BS. Then we got field level parameters. It product went GA, field parameters went GA, and they made it worse. Okay, so basically you can return it to pre-GA functionality, by going into this. They buried the hell out of it, right? Options and setting options, current file, report settings, field parameters, persist hierarchy level. And maybe we'll take a look at that because I think that may be a new. I don't remember field parameters being an option under report settings. So that's interesting. We'll have to take a look at that. Let's see. So basically, what happens is when you collapse a field parameter, it would collapse the entire hierarchy of the field parameter. Versus pre-GA, it didn't do that. So I don't know who thought that was a good idea, but whatever. Um, they at least they realized and recognized that they screwed up. Format pane improvements. I mean, I never really had much of a problem with this. It is kind of nice that there is a more of a visual. It seems like there's more of a visual marker in terms of what is the current one. So but I mean, this is all really minor stuff, and being able to reset and granular reset and all that. I mean, really, really, I mean, it must have taken somebody an hour to do that. My favorite one, honestly, is these introducing markers in Azure Map Visuals. I might make a video on that. That seems interesting to me. I like anything that's map based and that sort of thing. Modern visual tooltips. I'd have to go back and see just how long that one took to to come out in terms of from preview to generally available. It's got to be at least 3 years. I got to believe. I mean, it's got to be a long time, which is that's pretty much the way it works now. It's not 6 months from preview to GA. It's more like 6 years. So good times. And then everything else is just whatever. Um, least, oh, PowerViz, that's probably going to funnel chart by PowerViz. So PowerViz always makes good stuff. All right, and PBI, and this one is the default format. No, it's not going to be PBIIP or PBIR as your extension. It's still PBIX. It's just the internal folder structure and file structure is changed basically to PBI, the PBIR enhanced report format. Okay, so now let's take a look at let's get it up here. So immediately, I think, what is up with the icons over here, right? That is unbelievably bad. Like, how does that even happen? How does that? You got to wonder sometimes. It's like this got through. Yeah, obviously there is no human in the QA process anymore, any longer. But how do you as a product owner allow this to ship, right? How does that happen exactly? Like, you must be utterly incompetent at your job that you can't like, hey, fire up the next version of, the release version of Power and just look at it. Just 5 minutes. 5 minutes is all it would take, right? To fire up, hey, this is the release that we're going to get. All right, let me make sure I got that installed and check it out. And I mean, as a product owner, would you allow this to go out the door like this? Like, not in a million years. Like, the utter level of incompetence is phenomenal. It's so great to see. It's like I don't see this in other products and that. It's mind bending in terms of how this shit goes out the door, man. And then, here's another one. Visual underscore gridline underscore show. like how do you screw that up? That's been Visual Space Gridline. That's been there for years and years and years, and then just, oh, we're just gonna put some underlines in there and as the display name or something. Like, how exactly does this happen, right? And there's more, but those are the really obvious ones, right? It's just it's these icons are screwed up, and you get garbage like this. I don't know, man. It's this product is a mystery to me in terms of just I'm sure that the line level folks are working hard and doing their best under probably pretty intensive schedules and deadlines and that, but like, I don't know, as a product owner, as a leadership, that's what I consider this more of that kind of failure, right? It's more of a leadership failure. It's either you're trying to do too much in too little time, or you're trying to automate stuff out that you shouldn't be automating out, and you think you're smart because you're going to automate QA, except that guess what, AI and that sort of stuff, they can't tell you, oh, if I click on, they can tell you if I click on this, right? I can get to the right view, but they can't visually look at this and say, yeah, that's the right icon, right? They're not there yet. But so if you've moved all of your QA to be AI automated and stuff like that, you're going to miss stuff like this all over the place. And that we see it right here. So I don't know if that's the explanation or what the explanation of. All I know is it's god awfully poor product management when shit like this ships, right? That's the takeaway. So there it is. There's your 2026 January Power BI monthly update. And I guess we get to look, forward to more crap, releases as 2026 rolls out and rolls forward. And aren't we all excited about that? All right, man. That's all I had for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'm going to be probably snowed in this weekend, so I'm going to try to catch up and make lots of videos. So I got all kinds of stuff planned. So I got at least 2 series that I got to work on, probably at least 15 videos, in between the 2 series. So looking forward to that. And yeah, everybody have a good day, and talk to you next time.